Welcome to this explainer. If you're the kind of person who loves to cut through the noise and get straight to the hard facts, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're on a mission to decode the actual science behind highly effective foods. We're going to take this really cool, structured, anatomical journey to see exactly how they fuel your body. We're looking at the essential guide to nutrient-rich superfoods, breaking down the core data to figure out what these foods actually are, how they work, and, why they deserve a prime spot on your plate. So let's just dive right in.
We hear the word superfood everywhere, right? It's slapped on packaging, it's in every health article, it's all over the grocery store aisles. So we really need to start by asking the most fundamental question here. Are some foods actually super? Is the hype around certain foods for real, or is it just some clever marketing trick? Well, when we look closely at the source material, the answer actually boils down to a very specific concept, and that is nutrient density. So we're not talking about magic spells here, we're talking about measurable, highly concentrated value.
Let's look at the baseline definition straight from our source. Superfoods are, quite simply, foods that are packed with more nutrients than others. And honestly, that is the crucial baseline for everything we're going to talk about today. It's not some mystical property. It literally just means that gram for gram, bite for bite, these specific foods deliver a way heavier, more concentrated nutrient punch than your average snack. They're just incredibly efficient. And for those of us who really value efficiency, understanding this definition is an absolute game changer for optimizing what we eat.
Okay, moving into Section 1, the protectors, defending cells and bones. Now, before we can optimize or really build our bodies up, we've got to defend our baseline systems, right? And our first protector is the blueberry. Now, I know they're small, but our source data shows they play a massive, massive role in our bodily defense strategy. Let's look at exactly what this little fruit brings to the table.
So the blueberry's payload relies heavily on its rich antioxidant profile. Think of these antioxidants like tiny little shields working on a microscopic level to defend your cells from damage. It basically creates a direct line from the food you're chewing to deep cellular protection. Pretty amazing, right? All right, shifting our focus from that microscopic cellular level over to structural support and internal operation, we turn to our next heavy hitter, spinach. The spinach payload is this highly effective three-part combination: iron, vitamin K, and fiber. Our source material highlights the specific trio because it basically multitasks, keeping your internal systems running smoothly while simultaneously keeping your physical frame super strong. Just notice how this plays out biologically. On one hand, you have iron and vitamin K providing the structural support you need for healthy, rigid bones. But at the exact same time, the fiber is promoting healthy digestion, making sure the soft internal plumbing of your systems is operating smoothly. It's actually fascinating how just one single leafy green can regulate two completely different types of bodily systems all at once.
All right, let's jump to Section 2, the optimizers, fueling heart and brain. When it comes to fueling our absolute most vital, high-demanding engines, salmon is the premier source called out in our essential guide. Salmon's true superpower is that it is absolutely loaded with omega-3 fatty acids. And look, this isn't just some generic nutrient. It specifically targets and supports both heart and brain health. Basically, by eating salmon, you're delivering the premium high-octane fuel required to keep your body's central pump and its central computer functioning at peak efficiency.
But, optimizing our systems isn't just about the heart and brain. It's about our daily output, our energy. For a natural, sustained energy source, our guide specifically calls out nuts, focusing on almonds and walnuts.
The mechanics here are super straightforward. Both almonds and walnuts deliver key nutrients in the form of healthy fats and protein. The primary benefit of this exact combination is that it keeps you energized with this nice, sustained release throughout the entire day. No crash, just a highly efficient way to optimize your daily stamina directly from a natural source.
Moving right along to Section 3, the builders, fortifying muscle and gut.
To actually build up our physical structure and fortify our internal flora, our guide points directly to Greek yogurt. This is another one of those incredible dual-action foods, working on two completely different bodily systems at the exact same time.
This dual-action power is just so cool. First off, the high-protein content gives you the literal raw materials essential for building muscle and physical strength. But alongside that, it delivers probiotics, which are absolutely vital for supporting a healthy gut microbiome. So you're getting structural fortification and deep biological support packed right into just one nutrient-rich food. And that brings us to Section 4, the reality check, the balanced diet rule. Look, we really have to move past what we can call the magic bullet myth. That's the idea that just eating a giant mountain of blueberries or having salmon for every single meal is going to magically fix everything. The reality, which is very clearly stated in the text, is that absolutely no single food can make you healthy on its own. The true superpower here, it's synergy. Eating a balanced diet of all these nutrient-rich foods combined is what actually helps you stay strong and feel your absolute best.
So this really brings together our entire anatomical journey into one complete balanced diet. Check it out. You've got blueberries defending your cells, spinach supporting your bones and aiding digestion, salmon optimizing the heart and brain, nuts providing sustained energy, and Greek yogurt building up your muscle and gut flora. Together, as a team, they cover your body's incredibly diverse and complex needs.
So we've broken down the data, we've mapped out the anatomy, and hopefully we've dispelled some of those marketing myths. You now know exactly how these specific, highly concentrated foods function inside your body to protect, optimize, and build you up. So my final question for you today is this. When you look at your next meal, which nutrient-rich superfood are you going to add? Take this knowledge and actually put it into action. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I literally cannot wait to dive into our next topic with you soon.